got you one.
It's y'all Z. This video is gonna be a banger, man. Be sure to tune in to the end. Y'all see that? Something ain't adding up. I ain't gonna lie. He supposed to be married, but all the pictures was on pics at good angles. He try to get crushed? Or is she really? Man, be sure to tune in to the video to really see what's going down. Be sure to like the video if you like that intro that played at the beginning. Because if you like that intro, you gonna like the video. Comment you guys something to say about the video or me. Subscribe if you know and mess with the content, man. Without further ado, let's get into it.
I told you guys I was going to do a story time, so I'm going to go ahead and do the story time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you can go back on my page and look at the video I got pinned. I think we're sitting at 2 million views now. Just look back at that video and this will make sense to you. When I was 13 years old, I disappeared from home. I wasn't lost or anything like that. I wasn't a rebellious kid. I didn't do, I really didn't do anything wrong. But I had disappeared because of a situation that was going on at home. It was just, I was in a very abusive home, and I had to get away. So my dad had threatened to kill me and my siblings, and he's threatened us before, but this was different because there were things that actually happened in the home prior to me escaping. But once I escaped, my parents had freaked out and they called the cops, and obviously told the cops that I just ran away, that I was just being a bad child, but that's not in fact anything, like nowhere near what happened. So there were officers obviously involved in searching for me at the time. The search went on, and they couldn't find me that night because I had to hide. I knew that the officers who were there had no idea what was going on in the household. They just got this call about a missing child, and I figured that they probably didn't get the whole story out of my parents, and I knew for a fact that my dad definitely wasn't going to give them no information. So I was scared. I was scared that I was going to go back home, so I found me a safe place to go. There was a certain officer who was working that night. He was assisting with the search. Never met him on scene, no nothing. Had no idea he was even involved until literally 15 years later.
Listen, she said she was 15. This happened 15 years ago, so she's saying she at least 30. And that she didn't know this was the officer that was searching for her. Pay attention to what she's saying.
I'm going to do a part 2 tomorrow involving how me and that officer reconnected and how we got engaged. And I think I'm going to get into a little bit of details as to what happened in the household for me to, what caused me to escape. Alright guys, this is part 2 of when I went missing at 13 and 15 years later got engaged to the officer who was searching for me. If you didn't watch part 1, you need to go back and watch part 1 so part 2 can make sense. In part 1, I had mentioned that there was a certain officer who was involved in searching for me, but I had never met him, didn't know anything about him, didn't even know he was involved in the search. But once I was found safe, I was placed in the foster care system, and I stayed in foster care until I was 18 years old. And several years later, I began working at the sheriff's department, and while working there, I met this officer. When I first started working at the sheriff's department, though, when he first made contact with me, he didn't even speak to me. He just kept staring at me. So towards the end of my time at the sheriff's department, that same officer had walked up to me. He was actually looking for me since the first time, because he was scared to talk to me for some reason. He came up to me the second time that he made contact with me and just started carrying on conversation. I mean, he was nervous, but he started carrying on conversation. And then from there, we became friends and started hanging out, just talking on regular at this point. So while we were talking, I remember coming over to his house. We were just hanging out, and we just happened to have a conversation. I ended up opening up to him about when I ran away from home and the whole shebang with that. And so while I was opening up to him about the whole situation, he had asked me, you know, about the location, about the year, and he just wanted to know all the details. And so I gave him the information. He just pauses. And he stares at me. And he goes, I was searching for you. I was in on that search. And I lived across the apartments that you were living at the time. And because whenever I ran away, I didn't go too far. But the apartments I stayed at was literally right across from his. But he was working night shift, so they were out searching for me. And he had no idea. He literally paused, and he was so surprised. He didn't know what to think. The whole situation was just shocking to both of us. We had no idea. So, but I thought it was pretty cool because, you know, he went searching for me then when I was 13, but not searching for me to be a creep or whatever, however you guys were making it sound. And he definitely didn't kidnap me. But he came back a second time and came searching again, but at the sheriff's department for me. Just so he can carry the conversation on. So that was, I guess, twice the first time I was a teenager. I mean, that's, you know, normal. I mean, officer's going to go out looking for you if you're missing, you know. So, I mean, that's their job. But he had no idea. I had no idea about what had happened. So several months later, we started dating and got engaged. I'm currently working at the same police department now that Tyler was working at the time, and he's still working at. So I think that's pretty cool how we're just getting to work together now. And guys, I just want to clarify that the officer, Ty, my fiance, he is 38 years old, and I'm 28 years old. So we only have a 10-year age gap between the both of us. I know everybody's been asking, so to clarify for you guys.
So that means she was 15, he was 25. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't know, I'm kind of confused. I think brother just pulled out the master plan. If y'all seen them pictures on that side, if you see the picture on the side right now, she tough. He probably just put out the master plan. He probably just put out the master plan.